Hey friends, welcome back. Today I've got a quick video on how we meal plan electronically. I know some people like to use pen and paper, or they use a planner, or they just have a list. I, since I'm the one that meal plans, I use Google Calendar. I'm an electronic girl. I like everything done electronically because I can take it with me always. I don't forget it at home. And so this works best, and I've been doing it this way for a very long time. So as you can see here on the screen, I've got my Google Calendar pulled up. I have multiple calendars over here on the left-hand side. I've got most of them turned off just for privacy reasons, but the meals calendar is a calendar in and of itself, by itself, and I have it color-coded, so each of these is a different color. The very first thing I do, which you can't see because I have the personal calendars turned off, is I will take a look and see what's going on for each day of the week over the next week typically, and plan our meals around that. But what I like about the electronic meal planning is if we change our mind, I can easily move things around by just dragging and dropping. So if I decide we don't want taco salad that day, I move it down here and it automatically moves. But for all intents and purposes, we are still having taco salad this night. But what I think is cool, so like I'll go to Pinterest, or I have a list of recipes that I want to try, and I will use those recipes. I will make my meal plan, and when you create an event on Google Calendar, so for instance, I'm going to open this one up and edit it. I put the link to the recipe right in the description box for that meal. So when I'm in the kitchen and I have my phone or my iPad in there with me, typically I can open the event, open the link, and the recipe's right there. A lot of times, what I will actually do, let me see if I can find one. Yes, so this one right here, this crockpot enchilada quinoa meal, I have the link there, but I also copy and paste the ingredients list and the instructions, so it makes it easy for me when I am meal planning to make my grocery list. So when I make my grocery list, what I would do is I would go through and open each of these events and have a list of what ingredients I need for each meal and create my grocery list off of that, so that everything's in one place and I can kind of just, I've got it right there. So I like the ease of this. I like being able to move it. I open it while I'm in the kitchen cooking. I've got everything at hand. If I have a question, I can still open the link. But sometimes I find if you have a link and if it's a recipe you use like repeatedly and you just keep moving it onto other weeks, sometimes the URLs are broken, and I hate when I go to open up a recipe and I can't access it. So I do like to copy the ingredients and instructions for recipes I have not tried before. So you'll see like down here, I kind of floating down on the bottom here on June 2nd and 3rd, I've got some meals down there. I have them sitting there just because I want to use them in the upcoming weeks, but I don't know when. And so they're kind of sitting here, they're ready to go, and say as I'm meal planning for the week of May 21st through 27th, I decide I want to use this enchilada quinoa meal on the 22nd, I'll just drag and drop it there and we're good to go. So that way it's on the correct day. I open it when I'm cooking. I use it to make my grocery list for that week. But what I will typically do, so after I utilize something, if I know I want to use it again in the coming weeks, I will just drag and drop it kind of further down so that I remember and I don't have to copy and paste all of the event details on that meal again, if that makes sense. So I'm reusing some of these. So currently I've got planned out coming up just through like the next week and a half. I went through our pantry and planned out meals for stuff that we have on hand here. So our grocery list, our grocery shopping won't be too expensive that week. But I hope this is helpful. I love Google Calendar. I love the ease of it. And again, I like having the recipes right at hand, just like this. So everything's right there. It's easy to copy and paste if I post on Instagram or on Facebook and they're like, oh, do you have the recipe for that? I can go back and just copy it rather than having to look through Pinterest again or try to hunt it down on Google. I've got it ready and I've got it right there. So this works for us. Maybe you can find some tips that would work for you utilizing Google Calendar. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.